Hello and welcome to Fry Up, a brand new series on the Daniel Houston YouTube channel, where me and a guest sit one-on-one to discuss all things from breakfast to the highs and lows of their career. My first guest is Mr. Aaron Butler. How are you?
Hey, oh, we're handshaking?
Yeah, we're handshaking.
Okay,
we're handshaked outside, but you know, we're doing all
Yeah, we'll do it for camera.
Yeah.
Pretend we like each other.
I was going to have you actually walk in right from the door and sit down, but...
It's a bit Louis Theroux.
Bit OTT.
Yeah. We're more casual than that. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
What a setup you have, by the way.
Yeah.
Coloured lights today?
We paid for all of this.
Yeah. Like I say, every time I do something with you, I feel like it's illegal.
Yeah.
And more just, I just feel like you don't have access to here.
We
you get access to
It feels like we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
That's good to see you. You know
we
me.
did a podcast in January together.
Sure. You reached out to me. You said, Aaron, I'm struggling for numbers. I said, listen, leave it to me.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out for you. And here we are. And I'm still doing it today.
Yeah.
With probably less numbers, you know what I mean? That's the Aaron Butler effect.
The only people I was going to say the only people that are going to watch this will be me and you, but I don't think you'll watch anyway. So
I'll not watch it. No. I don't watch things I do.
And I'll maybe watch 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We did a podcast in January. It's not December, so we really took a
year.
We really took a bit of a sabbatical from each other before.
That's crazy.
Coming back to this, did the boxing happen after that?
Boxing happened after that.
Okay.
Boxing was in February and could be happening again next year, although there is no date confirmed, but I'm hearing rumbles and talks of it coming back again.
Okay.
It's that time of year where boys like to pretend they're
doing
professional boxers
doing work.
instead of comedians.
You know, you said last time you wouldn't box. That doesn't change.
So no, I'm happy. Do you know what though? Like I do so many other of the comedian events. Like I obviously do the panel show. I'm doing the Stars in Their Eyes event that we're doing coming up. I do support for flipping everybody. So it's like to have one to sit out of is actually quite nice because it's like I just get to sit back and enjoy it. I don't have to worry about putting any because there does come like stress and worry and like anything that you do in that regard. Like it's just nice to have a night off and just watch other people carry the load. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Can let my back take a break from carrying this thing for the last while.
One of the most important things, obviously, about Fry Up is, you know, answering a certain question, and that question is, what is your ideal Fry Up? Are you a big breakfast guy in general?
I go through phases. There's times where I'm all about breakfast, and there's times where I'm like, I'll see you at lunch. I'll see you at 1 o'clock, see you at 2 o'clock. Fair. Just depends, like, you know what I mean? At the minute, I'm just more of a cereal porridge guy. I feel like that's my sort of vibe
Quaker
at the
Oats?
minute. Yeah, Quaker Oats. I like the golden syrup one. I like traditional with the cornflakes.
Okay.
If you want to get a little bit sexy with it, you could do those crunchy nut with the hazelnut in them, chocolate. But I also feel like a lot of these cereals, you know, they market them to be like, these are great for you, but realistically, they're full of sugar, diabetes, you know how, so
your actual fry, like
here's going to be a very unpopular opinion. Not a big fan of the fry me. Here's why.
Good for the show, but yes.
Right? No, it is. You got to have conflicting interests. You got to, you know, it's all good conversation. The issue with the fry is this: any breakfast where you can purchase from a 5-star hotel and also your local garage probably isn't the best breakfast to have. Any breakfast that has 16 different types of bread and 45 different types of meat fried up probably shouldn't be a breakfast, you know what I mean? Any breakfast where the items are all fried probably shouldn't be a breakfast. True. You know what I mean? Also, here's another thing I don't like about the fry. Very uncreative name, whoever come up with it.
The show was called Fry Up.
You've created, no, you listen to me right now, right? I'm giving you solid advice here. Oh, it's okay, the show's called Fry Up. What I'm talking about is the breakfast fry. Many assortments of different things happening there. There's a wee burnt tomato somewhere. There's fucking...
What is with... I don't
know.
Understand that.
I'm blaming the English. But I would say there's all sorts of these, and then you just go, what are you going to call it? And he's like, fry. And it's like, we'll call it something creative.
Everything
You've just created, you know what I mean?
My ideal fry, I think, would be obviously bacon sausage.
Oh, wow, what an outgoer you are. Really pushing the boundary of fries.
We're breaking it up here.
Guys, controversial subject here, but bacon and sausage in my fry.
Yeah, scrambled egg.
I agree. Scrambled's the way to go. I never got the fried or boiled or poached or whatever like that. Scrambled's the perfect egg, I think.
Scrambled egg, hash brown.
Yeah.
Potato bread.
Yeah, I think we have a very similar fry looking here.
What is the cut-off time for a fry?
I don't think there should be a cut-off time for any food. I hate this rule that we make where it's like, you eat this at night, you eat this at morning, you eat this afternoon. Unless it's like medical. Like, you know, if you have to take like a Viagra, you know what I mean?
O'clock at night?
Yeah. The GP prescribes you a fry at that time.
You have a half a tomato at 8 o'clock at night and a hash brown. The cut-off time's 1 p.m. But yes, understandable. Fair enough.
But here, look, you tell it to Maggie Mays. Maggie Mays.
Yes, they're unbelievable.
Maggie Mays have zero cut-off time.
They rip the backside.
They do the all-day fry.
24-hour fry.
Yeah, okay, that's the way the world should be.
Have you ever had a milkshake out of Maggie Mays?
See, the worst people who serve milkshake, worst place to get a milkshake, I think, is McDonald's, and that's controversial because people,
it's hard to drink.
I get here paper straws. F it.
Yeah. Did you ever see those metal straws, where like the reusable ones?
Let me tell you, you laugh, right? But I started to freak out a wee bit because I thought, is this the end of plastic straws? I was like, and if it is, I got to get on board right away here. So I went on to eBay, searched for plastic straws in bulk. I bought 20,000 plastic straws.
You're lying to my face.
I swear to you now, in my storage.
20,000 plastic straws.
And then I thought, if they stop selling paper straws, I can sell these plastic straws in the black market.
When you were here in January, you had a show coming up.
Sure.
Africa.
Sure.
Today's the 2nd of December at the time of recording. Happy Christmas. Yesterday, you posted your special. I watched it.
Sure. Oh, you watched it already?
Well, I felt like I had. No, that's an awful way to start off. I felt like I had to. How was that show in April, was it?
So we filmed that first date in April, second date in May, over 2 nights, and it was a great achievement. I think it was something I'm proud of.
When you say you filmed it over 2 nights, did you wear the same outfit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same outfit, same backdrop.
So it's you're watching 2 nights.
And what's good is because you've now said that makes me no. The good thing is that means it worked because you didn't know.
I had no idea.
So there you go.
That's
the beauty of editing and magic and you know that little reveal behind the curtain there. But yeah,
it was your first solo show, wasn't it?
Yeah, debut solo show.
So were you walking out? What was that feeling like?
I had Andrew Ryan do a bit of MC, and then I had William Thompson do a slot, and then we took a break, and then I went out then in the second half. It wasn't so much the people being there that was like off-putting or anything like that. Not that anything was off-putting, but you know, I was surprised and very thankful and very grateful at the amount of comedians that came out to show their support, like all the local guys. And you know, I know that I'm friends with them anyway, but you also don't like to assume or impose like, hey, will you come or whatever? So you just like, I just said to everybody like, hey, you know, you're always welcome, no big deal. And a lot of people showed up. And I think in a way it's good and bad, because it was good because you're like, oh, this is amazing that, you know, a lot of these guys who I'm friends with and whatever have my back and they're here to support me, and that's such great energy. On the other end of it was a wee bit like, not created a bit of like fuss or whatever, but it was like just maybe puts a wee bit more pressure on you, because it's like
everybody is here to
because and like, so when I did the second show, there was maybe like half the comedians there, and it was just a little bit more of a chilled vibe. There was less people coming up to me and talking. It was just like, it was a lot more enjoyable.
You are a man who loves an outfit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You make it sound like I'm like a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race or something.
I did a bit of a deep dive.
Oh no.
On Instagram.
Oh no. If you pull out my underwear here.
I want you to chat to me about this.
This is iconic, right?
This is iconic.
Yeah. For many reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a red velour tracksuit. Now, I will say I'm also in the market right now for a green velour tracksuit similar to this. I haven't found one good yet, but I will, because Catholic. But here's the thing about this. Obviously, being a big comedy fan, this is my little homage to Eddie Murphy's Delirious. So if you ever watch that Eddie Murphy Delirious, he wears a red leather suit, similar in that sort of colour and whatever. And I was like, what could I do that's a bit of a spin on that? And it's just funny to me. And I bought this to see what it was like. And then I had a support slot coming up for Dave Elliott in the Ulster Hall. And I was like, I messaged Dave being like, would you like it if I wore this to the Ulster Hall? And he goes, mate, go for it. And I was like, should I? He's like, yeah, I don't care. Like,
I'm giving this away.
Oh, here. Give it to me. I need a copy of that. That was great. Do you know what? I appreciate the effort you went to there. That's my Christmas card I send out to people now, by the way. Just, why not?
I'll look for one of those in my letterbox.
Oh, you should, yeah.
Also, this year, did this.
Go ahead.
This. You choreographed this, did you?
I had a big creative input into this, yeah.
How do you design some sort of choreography for that, like?
Basically, Kieran Bartlett, who had his SSA Arena show, Belfast Giant, this year, comes to me and goes, hey, would love you to support for it, but also
choreograph a full dance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And one of Kieran's wacky ideas,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
was like, I'm doing a bit about boy bands. I think it would be great because this is such a big show. If we finish on a boy band musical like medley, it's like, would you come up with it and choreograph it and do the backing track and whatever? And I was like, leave it with me, I'll figure something out here. So I spliced the track together, picked like 3 songs, mega mixed them, and then went back to Kieran and was like, look, this is what we got, are you up for it? And he was like, yep. So we got me, Kieran. We reached out to, Kieran reached out to pretty much every comedian in the country to be like, you know, would you be up for doing this? But then scheduling conflicts and whatever else, people have their own shows going on. I completely understand it. So we ended up with me, Kieran, William Thompson, and Kieran's brother Kevin. Kieran's brother Kevin took it very serious, by the way. He was. We unlocked a bit of a demon in Kevin, so we did. He that is true calling. I think was one to be in boy bands. Trying to get comedians to show up to anything that isn't comedy is difficult. So trying to organize and get schedules together, we did eventually make it happen. And you know, fair play to William for getting time out of his day to make it happen. I think he resented me the entire way through it because he had just discovered that day that he didn't like boys dancing, which is a great discovery to make the day of a dance rehearsal that you're doing for the SSA Arena.
It's almost like, why did you agree to do it?
Yeah. He's a good friend.
In terms of choreography, what was your...
Well, look, here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
You're working with talent that is... maybe not the most agile. And look, I don't want to offend any of the boys me saying that. They know that, you know what I mean? So you kind of got to play to what's the best movements for them, what's the most simple things we can do that's not going to like give them any brain fog or make them forget things and memory. You know, I think it's a memorable thing. I think, you know, this photo for me is just amazing to see. Like when you look at that, the lights and the people with their phones, and it's like, we did all have a moment of like, what the fuck is our lives? Like we're literally cosplaying as a boy band in matching Adidas tracksuits to 3,000 people in Belfast. Like if you get and like that week as well, I did support for Shane in the Opera House, and then it's like, if you would have thought about a week like this 5 years ago, you would have told yourself you were being stupid, you know. But yeah, I'm so glad we did it, and I think the audience really enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. What do the people want to see? What do the people fucking enjoy? And what makes them happy? We need to give people a sense of relief and a sense of escapism from the reality that is life, and things like this and stand up and whatever is a big part of that, and that's why I enjoy doing it. So yeah.
You commentated on the Fit to Fight, didn't you?
I did MMA commentating for the first time
when
ever.
When I saw this, I thought, is he like engrossed in the world of MMA and knows lots about it?
You also gotta remember, these guys take it very seriously because they're like, no, we fucking trained to kill a man for the last 12 weeks. Like we're not, or woman. We're fucking banger, whatever. Don't get me started, J.K. Rowling.
I picture you ever seen that video of Joe Rogan and he's like sitting down and then he stands up screaming when the headphones fall off and everything?
I tell you one thing, like, because you know it was obviously on a much smaller scale of a UFC event, so you kind of didn't want to shout too much. But I seen a knockout happen in front of me, and the guy who was doing commentary with me, a guy called Matthew, who's an MMA fighter as well, he was basically saying you'll probably not see any knockouts here because it was like more of a novice amateur fight night. And just as he said that, like some person got flatlined, and I mean, like, it was one of those, a guy literally punched him, it hit him in this perfect spot, and the head just went straight back. No, like, it wasn't one of those knockouts where, like, oh, you know, they're still awake and they're still aware. This guy was, the ambulance were in, like, and it was like, oh yeah, because they were like, right, let's revitalize him, let's bring him back to the mortal realm here. But when I seen it, I just started screaming because I had never seen it happen in front of my face before. That close to me as well. It's like start freaking out. Like,
and then on the 16th of this month, you have the 3rd panel show coming up for Nevermind the Mock Blame.
Yeah, those are a real learning curve. At the end of the day, for whatever reason, you know, BBC have the Blame Game, and that's a great show for them, and they have an audience for it, and the comedians that are on it are all fantastic comedians. Do I think there is room for a new panel show that, you know, has a new format and has comedians who are maybe a bit more fresh and a bit more young coming up on the scene? I do. There was some talks had or whatever. I don't know if there's much interest on their side from it. And it's like, well, look, if we're not going to get it from them,
Just do it.
We got to do it ourselves then. And look, we're so very fortunate and lucky that the times that we've put it on sale, both waterfronts, the Limelight, and all that, they've sold out so quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that just speaks to it's funny when you have people who would say, "Oh, I don't know if there's an audience for this," and blah blah blah. And you're like, we're selling out waterfront halls in an hour.
Yeah.
I think there's an audience.
Absolutely.
But look, we have a lot of freedom with it in respect that we don't have to answer to producers, executives. We don't have to have production meetings.
Totally,
it's kind of all up to me. Like
Yes.
one of the burdens that comes with being the host of that show
Yeah.
is that nothing's planned there. There's no like rehearsal. There's no I'm going to talk about Joe Biden and you're going to chip in with this joke, and then I'm going to talk about Jerry Adams. You're going to chip in. It is literally just
Off the cuff. Yeah.
I'll create the setups for you. You guys create the punchlines. And in a way, it's a little bit easy for me on the night because I don't have to be like the overly funny one. I just have to be the setup guy. Let those guys take it away. The real work comes in the pre-production of that, the getting together, the reading the news stories, is this going to be funny for someone to come up with, the coming up with the questions, the graphics. Like there is a lot of work leading up to it for me. The result of that is you get a better show, the audience get a better show, and I just think it's a better way to do it instead of this planned bullshit.
And that's all you, is all the rounds, everything?
All the rounds. Now, I will say, Kieran maybe come up with a few ones
Yeah.
early on. I've come up with a few of the later ones.
Now, how long does that take you to like craft, roughly?
So I'll start putting the show together a month before the day. I'll make a Word document and I'll come up with here's all the questions and here's all the topics and here's all the rounds and here's everything. And then the next step of that, which I'm currently on, is making that individual. So graphics, photoshops, whatever else, video content that I've got to put out there. Yeah, that all basically lies on my shoulders.
Yeah. So there you go. There's plenty coming up and plenty in the past. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a great time on the very first episode of Fry Up. Many to come. And I probably won't see you at the waterfront. Well, I'll wave at some stage, and if you don't see me, that's your fault.
That's my fault, for not wearing my glasses.
Get the specs out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on Fry Up, and
pleasure to be here, buddy.
We'll see you next time.
Get up, man.